Yeah, I'm back. Salam, Alice. Yeah, the files were actually unredacted. They just put black boxes over the text in Adobe, but you can still copy and paste them.
Ghislaine Maxwell. So again, who is blank? Well, they keep redacting the names of these co-conspirators, uncharged, remember, and now they're saying we have no evidence to charge anybody. Clearly, they had evidence for a search warrant, and it's just completely ridiculous that some of this stuff is redacted and that we're viewing the rich and powerful people who are mentioned as the victims here.
Once again, just further evidence that they are indeed scrubbing the name of co-conspirators. These are not victims or minors that they are taking the names out of here. Thus, they are breaking the rules of how this is supposed to go. It is blatant, this cover-up. There is no world where that is somehow a victim there, yet their name has been redacted. Why? Why are they hiding the co-conspirators' identities? It's fucking outrageous. And people should be very mad about this. But I have no doubt, again, it's 5 a.m. right now, so I haven't seen like the full response to all of this now being out there, but I know there's going to be people that are butt-chugging the Kool-Aid to such an unbelievable degree that the delusion has fully taken hold that they're going to go through these mental gymnastics to explain why, actually, there's nothing fishy going on here. This is totally normal. They did everything by the book, and you're making a mountain out of it.
Didn't I really expect that? Look, this is the second turn that Donald Trump has had, Peggy. Okay? Peggy's first term. Donald Trump's first term was an absolute shambles. Okay? I expected he would have learned from the shambles. Obviously, this is worse than that one. This is worse. This term is worse than his first term. I never expected it to be. I thought that they would learn. I truly thought they would learn. But apparently, yeah, like I posted this yesterday on my Facebook. Hold on. Let me just show you the image I posted, okay? This is the image I posted on my Facebook. I think this is really true. African brain, European brain, Asian brain, racist. You know? Like, I think this is proving to be right. I think they're really stupid, Peggy. I think they're really dumb.
Out of a molehill. Clearly the most transparent administration in American history at work here, obviously. Which just, again, you have so much evidence to prove that this is not by the book here. This is indeed a co-conspirator's name and many other examples of co-conspirators' names being redacted. Not victims, not minors. Unless they're trying to say that these...
And Hassan just posted this. Been tuning into Fox News all day periodically, and there's basically zero mention of the Epstein files, redactions, Trump's connections. It's like tuning into an alternative reality broadcast. They're avoiding it because they know their dear leader is a pedo.
These names here are victims, these people that are potentially co-conspirators of Epstein.
The crazy thing is, it's probably these same people who are avoiding having a conversation about Trump's pedoness who are going online and typing things in comments like Muhammad is a pedo. You know? It's like the same fucking people who cannot acknowledge that their dear leader is a pedo.
Also victims, and in that case, you need to be institutionalized ASAP if that's what you think. That is a fucking crazy take, but I guess it's not the most outrageous thing to picture someone believing when you have someone like Trump who continues to just drive that point home, where it seems like he's not even really focused on the actual victims of Epstein and all of his clients. He's instead more focused on like, oh, the innocent guys, we used to, just go watch the ball game together with Jeffrey Epstein. They had no idea, and my heart breaks for them. Oh, Bill Clinton playing a song on my world's smallest violin. Like, he's just constantly bringing up, like, oh, so many innocent people. They're getting wrapped up in all this Epstein hoopla. I can't believe we're still talking about it.
We are living through one of now drop the ball. We are living through the most consequential time for Western hegemony, in particular for American imperialism. Okay, this is how American imperialism dies. It is going to be the most stupid fucking death, but this is how American imperialism will ultimately end, through stupidity. But here's the thing though, stupid people can be very violent, okay? So do not expect America to go to be part of a more equitable world for all without fighting for it. Fighting against it. It is going to be a violent phase, in my honest opinion. I think America is going to lash out, and it is not going to be good for the world. This is just because these egotistical fucking genocidal these pedos basically are just so it's so annoying that so many people are going to get hurt because of this shit.
You're a bad person if you're talking about it, which is something he did say, by the way, not too long ago. I highly recommend you go check out the rest of CoffeeZilla's video. He also gives you the tutorial on how you can get your hands on these files as well to check them all for yourself. Now, after combing through them, there were some other big eyebrow-raising moments. One of them, CoffeeZilla also tweeted out. This is from a U.S. attorney who wrote in 2020, Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. And then it concludes with, on 2 other flights, 2 of the passengers respectively were women who would be possible witnesses in a Maxwell case. We've just finished reviewing the full records, more than 100 pages of very small script, and didn't want any...
No, I don't have my breaking news button. Things have fallen apart here. Okay, there's some breaking news here. Breaking news. The U.S. have sanctioned a British citizen. The U.S. has sanctioned a British freaking citizen. Okay? Oh my fucking gosh. Okay. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on British citizen Claire Melford for being an agent of the global censorship industrial complex. Melford, who leads the monitoring website Global Disinformation Index, is now banned from entering the U.S. Wow! They sanctioned a British citizen! Oh, I love it when white supremacy, the structure of white supremacy starts to accuse itself because it's losing power. This is fundamentally an astonishing moment, folks. Don't fucking look away. I have never... What? A British citizen being sanctioned by America is so insane. It's so insane. Look at this shit. Undersecretary of State Sarah B. Rogers. We've sanctioned Claire Melford. She leads Global Disinformation Index, a UK-based organization that monitors websites for hate speech and disinformation. If you question Canadian blood libels about residential schools, you're engaging in hate speech, according to Melford and GDI. Oh, you know what this is? This lady, yeah. If you if you question Canadian blood libels about residential schools, so it's like this is anti-indigenous rhetoric being called as hate speech, and America doesn't like it. Wow, bro, they're fucking sanctioning their own people. Oh, this is going to be an extremely consequential moment, I think, for Western hegemony and American imperialism. Guys, they're sanctioning their own. They're sanctioning their own white skins. That is starting to, consequential shit, folks.
This to be a surprise.
Don't look away.
The road. I noticed Trump.
By the way, white people sanctioning white people, like white supremacist structures sanctioning white people, is insane. Okay? I will tell you this. It is insane. The systems of oppression that we have today, the systems, global systems like the UN, global systems like the ICJ, ICC, the World Trade Organization, all of these systems were built for the global South. It was built to manage the global South. The fact that with all of that privilege and power, the West is now starting to sanction its own people is insane to me. I never thought I would see this so quickly. We may be seeing quite a consequential moment here, okay?
Trump's name in quite a few documents in this most recent volume. This has been one that is obviously pretty interesting because it's talking about his frequent flyer miles that he was accumulating with old Epstein Airlines, about how he had flown on the airlines far more than they had thought at the time. Now, whether that's before or after all the
Yeah, Alice, like sanctioning the ICJ, for example, the ICC, for example, judges at the ICC, that's what got us started, right? But this is different. Like, this is different. They're sanctioning citizens of like the UK and shit. It's. I never thought I'd see this, Alice. Honestly, I never thought I'd see stuff like this. This is so big. This is so huge. That this is how it's happening. It's going to be a soft war, but the only thing I'm concerned about is the lashing out. And I've always said this. I am not afraid of I don't think the first nuke will come from a country like Iran. The first nuke will come from the West. Okay, I mean, after Hiroshima, Nagasaki, obviously. But the first nuke will come from the West. It will come from Europe. I don't even think it'll come from America. I think it'll come from Europe, honestly. Because when white supremacy's back is against the wall, that is when white supremacy will become the most violent. In my honest opinion, there is no violence like white fragility.
Flight logs, which does show Trump flying on the planes quite a bit. I don't know. Maybe there's more that weren't on the flight logs.
Like a content
I'm not
nuke,
sure.
yeah.
Again, all of this is still brand new. And I guess as more gets combed through, we'll get more and more information. But like I said, I have been glued to this for hours now. And I really just wanted to yap about it because there is some crazy shit in here. This is finally, for the first time in a long time, big new information in regards to this case and people involved in it, and exposing a blatant cover-up of very important information from these files. Now, it's very late in the evening, and all of this is still very...
Mountains out of molehills. Bro, let me be very clear here, Tombo. Let me be very clear here. European colonization, which was conducted under the doctrine of white supremacy and Christian patriarchy, is hands down the perpetrators of the largest man-made human suffering ever. And it's still happening today. Okay? That same power continues to persist today. Don't tell me that it's mountains out of molehills. 8 nuclear bombs worth of explosives have been dropped on Gaza. Okay? So do not tell me that I'm making mountains out of molehills when I've seen 2 years of shredded children constantly on my timeline. There is no violence like white fragility.
Very fresh. I have no doubt there will be a lot more that comes from this. So I'm just going to try and keep my finger on the pulse of it. I already have no doubt there will be a large number of people that'll plug their ears to it and downplay the significance. I already saw a crazy tweet from some psychopath named Mila. I have no idea who this troglodyte is, but they are...
Yo, is this a white supremacy place? No, we keep white supremacy out of this place. We're about equity for all here, buddy.
Now already singing...
We're woke as shit. We're woke, bro. We're woke as fuck. We're woke as fuck.
A different tune about Why does anyone care about the Epstein files? Which is something that was previously tried. Now, in the wake of all of this, it's being dusted off to try again. I truly hope there won't come a time where people start to say that this isn't a big deal, that this isn't something people should care about. This is a massive deal, and everyone should care about this because it implicates the people that control your life. The people in the highest level of power in this country that are actively making decisions on your life and how.
These guys want me to be Muslim so bad. Firstly, there's nothing wrong with being Muslim. Second, I'm not Muslim. I am an atheist. And to just come in here and drop stupid shit like that just shows how much of a bigot you are. Bro, leave. Oh, you already blocked him? Sorry. Thanks, Alice.
How everything unfolds in this country.
Salam, boss
and
queen.
if the people that are in these positions are these evil pedophiles that have been getting away with these crimes, then there's a huge problem there. They need to be held accountable and face justice. You shouldn't want to be ruled and controlled by people that were Epstein clients. Like, I don't know how insane people have become recently, where now they are with a straight face trying to say that Epstein isn't something you should care about. Get over it. That blows my mind. Mila Joy, I suppose, gets her joy from the suffering of children and does so with a big smile on her face. She doesn't care that children were being trafficked and raped by potentially the most powerful people in this country. She doesn't care. She doesn't want them unmasked or thrown in jail. She couldn't care less about that. That's pretty fucking unhinged, Mila. All I can do...
Why do you think I want you to feel guilty for being, like, white? White supremacy and whiteness as a structure are two different things. This is and whiteness as a skin color are two different things. I don't give a shit if you have white skin. Okay? I don't care if you have white skin. You don't need to feel guilty because you have white skin. That's not what I'm trying to say here. We live within a structure of white supremacy. And white supremacy as a structure has committed the most horrible crimes, in particular over the last few centuries of European colonization. If you can't understand that, then I think you don't understand geopolitics. You don't understand structures of oppression.
Do is cross my fingers and hope and pray that there's not a ton of people with a poisoned, smooth brain like she has. I am hoping there's sensible people out there that are seeing all of this unfold in real time and finally having that come to Jesus moment, that eureka moment.
Hey, bro,
of,
welcome.
Wow, there's something very, very bad afoot here. But anyway, I'll stop yapping about it for now. I guess we'll see what else comes from Volume 8 here of the Epstein files. Huge hats off to everyone that played a role in helping preserve that initial dump of these files, because I have a sneaking suspicion when these are officially released, when they pop up again, they might not be in the same state. I'm thinking there might be further redactions to them. It's just a hunch. I guess we'll see. Anyway, that's really about it.
Hey, John B., welcome.